Okay, alright. Hi everyone, Think the Knee Good Tano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a review of the new Magdalena Bay record, Mercurial World. This is the new debut record from pop duo Magdalena Bay. They have been building up to this point for a minute now with fan-favorite EPs, creative music videos, semi-viral singles. That trajectory has been playing out for a few years now, but even before they were Magdalena Bay, members Matthew and Mika were in a pretty active progressive rock band, eventually deciding to make their own separate creative plunge into dance, electro, and synthpop. And despite the recency of all that change, the duo here is almost sounding like seasoned pop vets. Because think about it, Mika and Matthew effectively have only had a few short years to really grasp the ropes of what they're attempting here, and in the process they've creatively channeled a vast array of influences, as Mercurial World delivers a lot of sounds that defined the left field of the 2010s pop sphere. Grimes, Kero Bonito, MGMT, Poppy, M83, Purity Ring, as well as Chill and Vaporwave. This record melds a lot of these sounds and vibes in a way that's frankly impressive. Add on to that in the lyrics conceptual notes of time, apocalypse, and science fiction. I get the sense listening to this record and even interviewing the duo that their process of world and narrative building is still very much ongoing, but it's at least successful here insofar as it makes the music feel like it's part of something larger than itself. Now, there are some notably derivative moments here and there on the LP. The intro track reads like an existentialist statement with the instrumental aesthetics and the vocal delivery of a Kero Bonito song. And does the song Something for Two not sound like a dead ringer for a track that Churches would have written about a decade ago? I think Mag Bay still has a distance to go before they hit upon a truly distinct and instantly recognizable sound. But what's just as, if not more important on this LP is that the performances, songwriting, and production are top-notch for track after track after track. The flow and the sequencing of this project are really good too. We have the creative placement of the end at the beginning of the record and the beginning at the end, and that playful interlude halfway where we're kind of, dealing in us being at the halfway point of the record and talking about being in between feelings or in between states of positivity or negativity. There's also the way the dawning of the season transitions so smoothly and amazingly into Secrets Your Fire. But even though this record and a lot of songs on it are a fun listen, there are some tracks that bring somewhat of a dark undertone thematically too. Hysterical Us, for example, is a slightly hypnagogic disco hit with an irresistible groove, stellar chorus, great beat as well, but Mika's lyrics about paranoia, and then with this mention of the 38 green blinding lights here to take you home, maybe there are elements of a alien abduction here too. There's a lot of feelings of love and aspiration being expressed, especially on the song Dreamcatching, which stylistically sits at this crossroads between dance pop, new age music, and ASMR. The lyrics generally, and specifically those spoken word passages, deal in love and wanting to travel and go different places and knock things off of your bucket list and being with that person that you're so into that time kind of stops. The title track as well describes being held down love-wise in a mercurial or ever-shifting and changing world, the way that love, I guess, can make a very chaotic surrounding make sense or maybe be livable. There are other refreshing changes of pace on the record, like Prophecy, for example, which is this string-kissed piece of fairy tale futuristic R&B. Mika on this one goes on yet another sort of existential monologue, singing about not knowing what to do or where to go in life, and love eventually kind of becoming that prophecy, that sign, that reason to live and continue, or that idea as to what to do. But yeah, again, most importantly, I love the way that Magdalena Bay on this track nails down that R&B sound and vibe so creatively. Furthermore, I love the way some of the lyrics and 8-bit rock aesthetics on You Lose kind of turn into a creative video game theme. I'm also impressed with the tense incremental build and grand finish of the house-inspired CHAERI. There are a couple of straight duds in the track list. In my opinion, the song Follow the Leader is certainly one. I do like the way the lyrics build up some of the mysterious themes of this LP with references to, you know, following the rabbit, Alice in Wonderland, that sort of mythos. But with that being said, the beat on this thing is so tedious, the pacing is just off, and there's not a whole lot of variation in terms of verse, chorus, verse progression or anything. Like what there is of a hook or a refrain here just kind of falls flat on its face. And the song Domino moves things in a more noise pop friendly direction again, but goes about it in a way that feels slightly mismatched with these really tattered, distorted guitars just kind of flying in suddenly on the choruses, and the way they sit on them just feels a little tacked on. They're not quite woven into the beat all that effectively. It's kind of like I'm hearing an extra piece of instrumentation that was just added later, blaring over everything else. Outside of that, though, the track list is bop after bop. Even the closer is really strong. The whole thing feels like a future pop sci-fi novella. Once more, I do get the sense that Magdalena Bay are still in the process of crafting their sound, but the sharp songs, lush and versatile production, as well as quality musicianship are all here, and they do cover a lot of ground. And even on those elements that aren't nearly as perfect, like the concept of this record not being as focused as it could be, there's still a lot of heart and thought and effort coming across. Feeling a strong 7 to a light 8 on this one. Transition. Have you given this album a listen? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? You're the best, you're the best. What should I review next? Hit the like if you like, please subscribe, and please don't cry. Hit the bell as well. Over here next to my head is another video that you can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, Magdalena Bay, forever.